I've been lucky enough to race in all of these super shoes. And in this video, I'm going to tell you which one I like the most. Right team, so like I said, I've been super lucky, right, to race in all of these shoes that you've just seen in that B-roll. I'm very, very lucky that I get sent all these shoes from people like sportshoes.com, and I then take them out and race in them. I like to do a lot of races, and if you're new to the channel, I tend to document my races as well, but I do love to get out there and race, and I take these new shoes that we get along to races because I think that offers the most value in terms of video, giving you that sort of feedback as putting the shoe, because it's a race day shoe, into a race. And I was thinking to myself the other day, because again, I did another race in another shoe, and I thought, you know what, actually it'd be kind of cool to sort of collate all of this information I've got from running all these shoes in all these different races and give you some feedback and let you know which sort of one is the most marathon-y, which is the sort of fastest one, which I feel like is the ultimate fastest shoe, which one do I prefer the midsole of, and those kind of things. And that's what we're going to try and do in this video. And if you do find this video useful, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tell somebody about this little channel of mine. Right team, so again, I'm very lucky. We get supported by the guys at sportshoes.com. They send the shoes all over to us. Obviously the brands do as well. We're very lucky, and if you want to try some of these shoes out, get over to FORDYruns.com. Join as an affiliated club member. You can get 15% off all your running shoes at sportshoes.com. There's the information down in the description. But all of these shoes are like ridiculously expensive again, so that's why I appreciate how lucky I am to be able to test these shoes, get these shoes and then test them at races, because it's a really expensive experience, right? You know, £220 here, £250 there, plus the race entry, all that sort of stuff, right? It all adds up. And in the current world that we live in, I do consider myself extremely lucky to be able to test these shoes, get these shoes for free and test them out so I can review them for you. So how this video is going to work, we're going to talk about each one quickly, the sort of stats and features on each, and I'm going to do that really quick. And then I am going to get into which I think is the sort of best for what, and then what ultimately is the sort of fastest shoe I feel out of all of these for me. Now, before we do that, let's give you a little bit of a sort of insight into me as a runner, because that's very important. I'm not somebody who's as quick as Ben Felton. I'm not somebody who's as quick as Ben Parks. I'm nowhere near what Kofuzi runs. So it's important that you know about me as a runner. So in the marathon, I'm very much around that sort of 4-hour marathon mark. I'm trying to get fast. I'm trying to go on there. I think my PB is about 3:39, 3:40, something like that. I don't know the exact one. The 10K, I'm around the 41-minute mark. 5K under the 20 minutes. Half marathon, my PB's 1:35. Probably should have gone faster on that day. So that's the sort of areas in terms of times. In terms of height, 5'10". Weight, probably should have made a note of that. I'm not sure. Basically, because I've been losing weight, which is good news. I like a shoe that is not overly soft, because I'm mildly pronate, particularly on my left leg when I get more tired. I like that sort of balance between softness but also responsiveness. I like something I can feel the foam underfoot. I don't like something too mushy. I don't have a particularly wide foot, but I would say some of the shoes I have found I do need to size up in. I tend to go for a US 10.5 most of the time. Mileage, I do on average 40 miles a week, let's say, and I do love to train for a marathon. Right, so I hope that helps, gives you a bit of a picture of me as a runner. All right, okay, so let's crack on with this, shall we? So the first shoe is the Nike Vaporfly 4. Now, that's got a reduced stack in this. I think it's about 35, 36 millimeters in here. We've got a 6mm drop from memory. 190 grams. These are all sort of stated weights, I would say. Full length carbon fly plate in here, ZoomX foam, waffle rubber design, and it's 240 pounds. Next up, we've got the Fast R3, 40mm stack, 32, 8mm drop. 170 grams, full length carbon power plate in here. We've got the Nitro foam, Nitro Elite foam, sorry, with the Puma grip, and this is 240 pounds as well. We then got the Adidas Pro 4, which has got 39mm stack, 6mm drop, 200 something grams, carbon infused energy rods 2.0. We've got the Light Strike Pro, the new version of that, and light traction and Conti rubber outsole. 220 pounds, and just to let you know, you need to go up half a size in that shoe. Then we've got the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2, again close to that 40mm of stack, 8mm drop, around that 200 grams mark, slotted carbon plate in this one. We've got the IncrediRun midsole in this shoe, a nice sticky rubber on the outsole, and this shoe is a whopping 280 pounds. Then we've got the Metaspeed Sky Toyko, again close to that 40mm of stack, 5mm drop, I think. 170 odd grams, 180 grams, full length carbon plate. We've got dual foam setup in here. We've got the Leap on top and then the Turbo Plus underneath. So we've got the P-But underneath, and we've got the aliphatic TPU on top. Asics grip on the outsole, and I think it's £220. Then we've got the Edge, which is more for you cadence runners, but that's just total nonsense. And then we've got, again, same stack heights as in the Sky, same sort of weights, full length carbon plate, but it's a sculpted carbon plate. We've got more of the newer foam under the forefoot. We've got the Leap foam on the top, and then the Zoom X, I was going to say. We've got the Turbo Plus underneath, more towards the heel. This would suit more of you heel strikers versus the Sky. Asics grip, again, and the same price as the Sky shoe at £220. Then we've got the Rocket X3, 40mm stack, again, I think 7mm drop, 227 grams, I think. Winged plate in this one. Dual density P-Bax foam setup. In here we've got a softer foam on top, firmer foam underneath, sticky rubber coverage on the outsole, and this is coming in at £250, I think. Nope, £220. And then finally, we've got the Brooks Hyperion Elite, again, 40mm stack, 8mm drop, about 200 grams, a little bit under. We've got a custom tuned up speed vault plate in here, DNA Gold, which is their 100% P-But foam. Nice bit of rubber coverage on the outsole, and then again, I think this shoe is about £250. I probably should have checked that. And also with this Brooks, one of the best uppers. Okay, right, so in terms of races, I've enjoyed racing in all of these shoes, to be honest with you. They're all epically fast, and I think there's something here for everybody. Now, in terms of likes, let's get on to sort of likes of foams, likes of uppers, likes of laces, and all that sort of stuff first. I think in terms of uppers, it's between the Brooks and the Puma. Both are really good uppers on these. I don't know what it is about the Brooks, but I just like the upper, and this thing is like, there's nothing on your foot. It's incredible. In terms of the foam, I really like the Incredi-Run, but I'm also a big fan of this Leap foam they've got in here, and in particularly in the Edge, it works very well with the Turbo Plus that we've got in the heel. This setup works very well, we'll come on to that, but the Leap foam in here is probably my favourite, along with the Incredi-Run. In terms of the actual fit of the shoe, I'm going to stick with the Asics shoes. These seem to fit me the best out of all the shoes that we've got. I don't know if it's the Motion Wrap upper on here, but the overall sort of fit and sort of comfort of these racing shoes, I'm going to give it to the Asics. They're just the ones I prefer the most. The Hoka, along with the Brooks, probably have the best lockdowns in terms of the laces, I would say. Outsole-wise, I'd probably go with the Pro 4 or the Vaporfly 4. Both these outsoles are very good. And in terms of aesthetically, I think the Pro 4 just looks absolutely incredible, especially in this colourway. Right, so, okay, let's sort of rate these shoes, shall we? So in terms of the marathon distance, I've not run any of these shoes from memory. No, I haven't run any of these shoes because they're all new ones in a marathon distance. What I'm going to say to you about the marathon distance, and I say it's going to be quick, the shoe at the moment that I feel like I'm going to run the Chicago Marathon out of all these shoes is the Edge from Asics. Because of the setup of the foams, I just feel it works for me. They've widened out the heel, and that just works for me. But we're not going to waste any time on that because I haven't run a marathon in them, so it's unfair to sort of say, but this feels the most marathon-y to me. Half marathon. Annoyingly, I would say that the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2 would be the half marathon shoe, maybe even the marathon shoe, but because of the sizing issues, this cuts in so aggressively here, it just absolutely rips my little toe to pieces. So I would say that this Incredi-Run foam and this setup with the Elite, but it doesn't work for me because of the issues I've had in the sizing. So I'm actually going to get rid of this shoe because we can't say this is any good for anything really. It's a shame because I really, really, really love this foam. And I'm just gutted that this doesn't work for me in terms of the fit because I think this would be like my leading shoe, to be honest with you, because I just love this foam. But anyway, we're going to have to get rid of that one. Right, so the half marathon. The half marathon is probably between the Adidas Pro 4 and the Brooks. It's a struggle. I think also in there is probably the Hoka, but I'm going to give it to the Adidas Pro 4. This with this rocker here just feels really good in the half marathon. The Sky's excellent, but I just feel like that's a little bit more skewed towards the 10K, but I think the Adidas Pro 4 just about nicks it. This is probably more the sensible option for me because it fits me better. But there's something about the Adidas Pro 4. Now I've tweaked about it, I do like over the half marathon distance. Now what I would say, the winner of out of all of these shoes is probably the one I would also take into the half marathon, but I'm leaving that shoe to the end. So I make sure you stick around, keep viewing to the end because YouTube seems to like that. 10K, I'm going still the shoe that I'm not going to mention. But probably the Sky and the Vaporfly, both very good at the 10K distance. I think that's their sweet spots. The Sky is probably also, some people might like that in the marathon instead of the Edge. But I think for me, the 10K is probably out of these shoes and that shoe that I'm going to talk about in a minute, but these are very good at the 10K. But look, let's get on to it, okay? I think out of all these shoes, the fastest feeling shoe that I have felt, the fastest sort of feeling shoe that sort of just blows my mind is this, the Fast R3. Now, I wore these at the Leeds half marathon and I've worn them at a 10K, I can't remember which one, but these things are so epically fast, it's just unbelievable. It really is. This Elite foam just works well for me with this like paper thin upper, the lightness in it and the power plate in here. It just works so epically well together. It's just a total feeling of speed. This is not something I would ever contemplate wearing for the marathon. I'm just simply not fast enough. But this is just so fast feeling underfoot. That feeling of turnover is unbelievable in this shoe. And it's not comfortable. You know, if you come back into the hill with this decoupled effect thing they've got in here, it's an awful place to be. But if you are absolutely gunning it, this shoe will respond. This is the pick out of all of these shoes for the 5K, 10K and half marathon for me. If I wanted to try and go and run a PB, I would strap these on. And that's the biggest compliment I can give it. All of the other shoes are excellent here. And there's something here, I'm telling you, for you, right? One of these shoes will work for you. Again, for that marathon distance, I'm going edge at the moment. And there's something out of the other shoes that I think will work for you, okay? There are other shoes, of course, that I've not included, like the Puma DV8 Nitro Elite 3. I think that's a little bit more versatile than the Puma here. But then I think, you know, you could go, if you took price out of the equation, the Rocket X3 would sort of keep up with that. The Pro 4's a great shoe. The new, you know, the fact that Brooks is even in this conversation is actually amazing itself. The Sky's a great shoe. You know, I worked very well and very hard in the 10K in that shoe. So these are all phenomenal, right? But the fastest out of these, and my pick, is these, the Fast R3. So there we go, people. Let me know if this is a useful video. If it was useful, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've just realised 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's about £1,500 worth of shoes there. Ain't it mental? Don't forget to join as a 40 Runs Running Club affiliated member. You're going to get 15% off your running shoes at sportshoes.com. And that's it, team. I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm just impressed that I've done a video about all these shoes, really, because I'm just so lucky. I really am genuinely blessed. And that comes down to you guys, all you subscribers and all that sort of stuff. People who turn up and watch the live streams on a Monday at 5 o'clock and all that, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock and all that kind of stuff. So thank you. I'm not able to review these shoes without you guys. So thanks very much. I genuinely really do appreciate it.